And
Exactly.
and so that's one thing I encourage everyone.
So
Um,
basically, can I interrupt you for a minute? Virginia,
yeah,
did you basically switch from self love? I'm sorry, from self punishment over to self love?
yes.
Now, how long have you been doing this for? How many
Um,
days or weeks?
Probably about 2 weeks now. I've noticed a huge shift in myself and in my life. Um,
Now, do
in
you
two
notice
weeks,
that you're feeling happier?
yes, actually, I do feel unhappier. The diet change has helped me in a lot of ways too.
Good.
Because I've learned a lot of things like your food can literally like preservatives and pesticides can actually affect the way you think and the way your
Yes,
body's operating.
it
So
so does. That's
it
why I
does.
talk about nutrition because it actually causes depression, anxiety, negativity, and that isn't giving yourself self love to feed yourself badly. And sometimes just starving yourself and not even giving yourself nutrition. So you have no vitamins, no nutrients. And self love means that you're going to take care of yourself. And Virginia, it sounds like to me that you took the 12-month challenge last week when we did our show. Is that true?
Yeah, exactly. I decided because when you were like discussing about the food thing, I was going, wait a minute, she's exactly right. I'm eating all the wrong things. I'm not nourishing my body. And no wonder, I've had all these ailments that I've had throughout my lifetime because I wasn't eating and I wasn't and guys, when I was younger, I wasn't taught to eat healthy. I didn't have access to that. So now
Mm-hmm.
it's going back to reparenting myself.
Yes. And we all have to do that no matter how good our parents were.
Yeah. And
Some
I
of
didn't
us
have,
had good parents, some of us didn't. But once we turn 18 and we're legally allowed to be our own person, we have to parent ourselves for the rest of our lives.
exactly. And
Yep.
and one other thing I want to add, um, I actually learned this today. I've been like learning so much more, like really putting forth the effort in a lot of things now. And we have to choose what vibration we want to be in. We can
Yes.
either choose to stay, like you were saying a few minutes ago, we could choose to stay in that lack mindset or that mindset of poor me or I'm depressed, I'm sad. I used to be horribly depressed, used to be.
Yeah.
Now I wake up every day and the first thing I do, I open up my eyes and I put on YouTube and I listen to my spiritual music and I praise
Good.
God. And I'm
Good.
like literally having tears coming down my face because
Yes.
I feel so good now
Good. I'm
because
so
I have
happy.
my life.
Yes. You created a healthy, happy life for yourself and you turned it around very quickly.
Yes. And I've got a few more obstacles I'm working on. And they're, well, let me say, I'm about to step over those obstacles,
Yes.
but, but it
Let's
all
just
starts,
let's just call them, let's remove that word because with neurolinguistics
yeah,
programming, we don't want to call it that. So we're just going to call it that we're stepping over some things and getting where we want to be.
exactly. Yeah. We'll say that stepping over things and where I want to get where I want to be.
And I'm well on
But
my way and I'm getting there quickly. And every day I'm closer and closer. And every day I'm happier and happier. And every day I'm healthier and healthier. And that's how we have to talk to ourselves.
exactly. And it just, self love starts from within and then it radiates. And
Yes.
that's when you become unstoppable because
Yes.
that's when you're going to start having, when you make that switch from poor me to like, oh, I'm abundance and I have abundance in my life and I love my life and I'm happy and then you're going to start seeing other people that are happy, abundant, confident come within your what do you call it, your aura, your magnetic field. And that's
Yep.
when things really start changing in your life. So one thing I want to say is I challenge every
Oh, the Zoom actually froze you. So we're going to go on to the next person while your camera has to unfreeze itself. All right. So thank you, Virginia, for sharing with us. Who else resonated with the topics that we were talking about with self-love and with self-punishment and getting yourself out of jail, not holding it against yourself that you made some mistakes and you didn't do everything perfectly and you weren't born perfect and everything that you've done hasn't gone smoothly, but you're on your way, you're getting there. And sometimes things happen quickly, sometimes things happen slowly but surely, and letting yourself have a second chance and a third chance and a fourth chance and maybe a 100th chance to get there, because we're in the University of Planet Earth. It's a place where we're growing, learning, we're developing, and we have to be okay with the process of failing our way to success, because we win some and we lose some. So sometimes we fail, sometimes we win. And eventually we get really good at certain things that we continue to try and pick ourselves back up and dust ourselves off and try again a little bit of a different way this time. And then as we see ourselves succeeding, we are mastering it. And pretty soon we're super good in that area. We might be super good in our love life now. We're happily married to the right person and we have a good relationship. We know how to work with each other. We know how to be a team. Sometimes it takes the first 3 to 5 years to even learn how to be a team with your new spouse. And if you give up too soon, you'll never even find out what that relationship was capable of, because it's a whole new entity, the two of you learning how to be a unit of one together. Or maybe you're mastering your financial life. Maybe you've had a lot of issues along the journey and you're finally getting it. You're finally holding on to money. You're finally building your money. You're finally able to see zeros at the end of the credit card statements, zero balance due. And you're finally able to feel successful. Now, by the way, credit is a good thing to get yourself where you need to be. So, I don't believe that the object of the game is to just figure out how to be debt free and to be like frozen in your little space, not doing anything with your life. It's about being able to manage credit well. And then once you get to where you want to be, okay, then pay off your credit, because now your debt. However, you do need to actually use some financing options to get where you're going, unless you were born with a trust fund, unless you were born with a big bank account, which most of us are not. And I'm not necessarily sold that that would be a good idea for most of us, because it doesn't force us to stretch and grow and find out what we're capable of. I know myself that if I had been born with a trust fund, I don't know that I would have built my business. And I think that then I wouldn't have become the person I'm supposed to become. Then I wouldn't have made a difference in the world and been out there helping others. And then I wouldn't have, the purpose, my soul contract wouldn't have been met in my journey here. So I can understand why my soul contract did not include a big fancy bank account, because I would have been like, well, let's just go on vacation and have bonbons. Why do we have to work? Right? So I think my soul knew that for me, in order to learn the soul lessons that I had to learn in this lifetime, and in order to accomplish the soul missions that I had in this lifetime, that I needed to have a challenge in front of me and I had to work and strive for it. I have tapped into other past lives where that was not the case. And I realized that I wanted to have more of a challenge this time. And there have been many days where I'm like, why in the heck did I choose this? This is way over my head. And then later on, you start mastering your life and you're like, hey, I'm doing great. What am I talking about? I was able to do this. And maybe I was just being either too lazy because I didn't want to have to work harder to get where I wanted to, or maybe I was being impatient and I didn't want it to take me a few years to get there. I only wanted it to take a few hours. Well, maybe that few years to get there is what was best for my soul to really transform into the person, the conscious awareness, the self-awareness, and to the being. Maybe that's what I was supposed to do in order to become. And I realized that that's the case. That is the divine order and the divine timing of this incarnation for me. And I believe it is for you too. Really look at your life right now. Look at all the issues that you've had and all the positives that you've had, and recognize that they were basically the obstacle course that you needed in order to become the woman that you have become so far. And the obstacle course that's still in front of you is what is getting you to the woman you need to become. And Lamine is saying everything is resonating with her and she didn't realize how hard she was punishing herself. Good. I'm glad you're realizing that. Yay. Yay. Good job. Okay. So maybe you realize that. Okay. So I'm going to just laugh for a minute because I know probably a number of you will resonate because we always attract people who have similarities. So if you guys have all come to the TV show today or you're watching it later on during the recording, you've probably realized that you do have some crossovers with some of the things that I'm talking about that I've personally gone through, because that's how God works. God will put two people together or a group of people together who have some things in common so that we can all upgrade together. And so you're probably going to say, oh, yeah, I have that too. And here's what I'm going to say about that. I realized that I was a stubborn soul. I realized, geez, I had to have a real strong struggle to get there for me to transform. If it came easy, I wouldn't have transformed. If it was a walk in the park, I'd be the same woman that I was, or soul, I guess I'd have to say. I would be the same soul that I was when I was born. My soul would not have transformed. I know for sure I would not be doing this right now, what I'm doing with this community service, with this TV show, nor with my business. I know I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing in my life. I know I wouldn't be the one woman I am today, the mother I am, the wife I am, the business owner, the community member, the child of God, the light worker, the person that wants to do more good and make a bigger impact in the world, the person who is excited that our retreat for our upcoming retreat in Hawaii that I wanted to be able to do last year, but it really wasn't in the cards last year, but this year it is. I'm excited that it's now that we can be of service to Hawaii, because when we're in the ocean, we're doing our healing circle and our prayer circle, we will be doing healing and prayers for Maui, which is an island that we will not be on. We'll be on Honolulu in Waikiki Beach. However, it's kind of like they're different cities, because Hawaii is a state and then their islands are like different cities. So like if you were thinking of Ohio, for instance, the fire might be in Cleveland, Ohio. Yeah, we're going to be over there in Columbus, Ohio. So it's far enough away that in one point, as far as the destruction and the fire, it won't be burning down the hotel we're staying in. However, it's affecting everyone because everyone is empathetic of each other, right? And everybody's trying to help each other out. It's affecting the whole world, what's going on there. And anytime something happens to any part of our planet or any part of our country, everybody is affected by it because we're all one and we're all part of planet Earth and we're all part of God's kingdom and we're all God's children. So we're all being affected. And I actually am excited that we can go and do some positive, because we're going to be looking for at least an opportunity to be able to figure out how we can donate while we're there in some way, whatever it works for them. I'm going to be talking to our banquet manager and the general manager and asking what's the best thing we can do to be helpful while we're here. What's the best things we can donate or place to donate some money, because even every little bit would help, right? And so, and if I am able to do free counseling for some people, even if it's not, I know they don't really want people traveling to Maui right now because they don't need any extra traffic, but maybe I'm going to be doing some free counseling for some of the people that are where I am in Honolulu and just helping listen. Maybe they just need a listening ear, somebody to really care about them, somebody to really love on them. And if you haven't scheduled your retreat for Hawaii yet, I encourage you to do so. We have 4 spots left at the moment that you can take advantage of. And we do have a preferred client discount for people who are in our academy and in our agency, and they're our clients or our students. So if you didn't receive the email about the preferred client discount, then go ahead and just send me over a text message or an email asking me for information, because we would absolutely love to have you. We're going to be doing 2 actual certification trainings for healing modalities. for body psychology, communication, healing technique, which is absolutely incredible. I've had many healers that have come to me that have been healers for 30 years or more ask me to teach them how to do what I just did for them when they come into my non-surgery wellness center. And the other one is the divine guidance surgery, non-surgery session. So it's like a psychic surgery. And I'm going to be certifying you guys in that as well. So you're going to leave with 2 certifications. And then we're also going to have an NLP clinic where we're going to be working on each other to release limiting beliefs and upgrade. And then we're also going to be doing the healing and prayer circle on Sunday morning. And then we're going to do the dinner and luau on Sunday night on the beach with the fire dancers. And it's going to be we're going to be with a lot of people, not just our small group, but it's going to be very high energy because there's going to be a lot of prayers and intentions going out for healing in Hawaii. So I think it's going to be such a magical, energetic. And if you are in my academy right now and you are on a payment plan with us and you are paying your payments on time and making good on that, then I can offer you a payment plan for the Hawaii retreat. And that did go out in an email to you guys as well. So if you haven't seen that, just email me or text me and ask me for that, and I'll send it over to you because we only have 4 spots left to fill. And we have double occupancy where I'll hook you up with a roommate that would be perfect for you guys to have a great time. And you'll be making like-minded friends as well. All right. So now, who else was positively affected by today's topic of self-love versus self-punishment? I saw a few other hands go up earlier when I asked who can share something that it was like, yeah, that totally spoke to me. That's my big nugget that I took away from today. Who's got something that really positively got them on track today, and they're going to change their MO and they're going to get on track? I know last week we did the 12-month challenge to give ourselves self-care with good nutrition, good sleeping habits, good exercise habits, and putting good mind food into our mind. The people we talk to, the things we listen to, and that it would be better off if you've got a negative person in your life that just talks about horrible things going on in the world, and that's all they want to talk about. And they only talk from an attitude of there's no hope, and they don't talk from an attitude of let's do something about it and let's make some change. Then you'd be better off. And that might be your mother. It might be your father. It might be your sister or your brother or your mother-in-law. Well, you know what? You'd be better off talking to a stranger that has a positive attitude than that biological person. So you have to have limited doses with that person. Basically just say, I love you. Have a great day. Gotta run. Bye. And get off that phone and don't text them. And there's no reason why you can't block them all day long and then unblock them at the end of the night so that you don't have to see these ridiculous messages coming through all day long. And the positive mind food is, if you don't at one time, I did not have a number of people that I could talk to that would encourage me and uplift me. So I had to go ahead and talk to my angels in heaven, my ancestors in heaven, and I had to put YouTube on and listen to positive people that were feeding my soul. And this TV show is supposed to be that. This is my contribution to the world. This TV show is supposed to be one of those mind foods that you put on, and you can listen on demand by going into the link and watching the past episodes, by the way. So you can use this as mind food. And then there's others. There's Louise Hay. Even though she's passed and she's on the other side, she left a legacy of books and videos, and she's got free videos on YouTube, just like this is a free video that I'm making on my television show. If you need a masculine voice and you want a masculine energy, Wayne Dyer, he left so many free videos on YouTube, and he has so many books out there as well. If you haven't read that book, I Can See Clearly Now, by Wayne Dyer, that's a perfect book to read if you're enjoying this show right now. So if you're enjoying the show and all the stuff we talked about, then get that book, I Can See Clearly Now, by Wayne Dyer, and read it. Okay, anybody else want to ask a question or comment on something that was super helpful to them today? Hello, hello, hello. Yes, Sharon, hi. What do you have for us today?
just it really sunk in about I know pretty much with the company, you are the company you keep, especially with teenagers growing up. And I didn't really realize it until you said that. And I do that, and I didn't realize that I did that. So I have this one really upbeat friend. When I'm with her, I'm like, we're all over the place. But then I know, like you had said, some people you just can't get away from. My parents, I have to, or my dad particularly, I have to like kind of, the tone is just totally different. But I do try to, as much as I can with him, because he is my father. I love him dearly. And he's gone through a lot, that really try to be more upbeat with him and helpful and redirecting him. But
just make sure you go in with your armor on. I want to say this to everybody,
right,
not just you,
right.
Sharon, but when you're going to deal with someone like your dad, you go in with your armor on and you make sure you're coming from a place of strength. And if you're in a low place that day, then don't do it. Don't self-sacrifice. Don't throw yourselves to the wolves to be eaten alive and chopped up when you're not strong enough to handle it. So sometimes you have to just guard yourself and protect yourself. And then when you are in a strong place, then go ahead and give them a little bit, and then that little limited dose, and make sure you do self-preservation and you take good care of yourself, and then be prepared to have to do what I call a toxic clearing out and cleanse out all the poison venom, snake venom that they put into you. They might have done it accidentally and not even known it, but know that you're going to have self work to do to clear out the garbage that you got attached to you or thrown into you by dealing with a person like that. So actually be mindful and plan it. Plan how you're going to be loving to this person that you don't want to cut off from your life, and how you're going to self-care afterward, and then be good with it. But if you're in a bad place, then just tell your dad, hey, I'm not feeling well right now. Let me catch up with you in the next week or two.
Yep,
and be
sounds
fair
good.
to yourself. That's super important. And most people don't do that. They just think, oh, well, I just have to do this because this is my brother, or this is my father, or this is my mother. Well, you can put it off for a day or two. And if you're worried about like, is this a bad time to say no because they need me right now, then say a prayer and ask God, is it okay if I put them off for a few days, or do I really need to go talk to them today? And you might put them off for a few weeks and then go ahead and honor it. But if you get something like, well, you don't know how long you have with them, they might die today. Okay, fine. Go talk to them today. But check in and find out if you can put it off for a little bit. All right, perfect. And one more, I saw Cassie typed something in. Oh, good, Susan. I'm glad that this helped you a lot. I saw Cassie type in that she had something to say, but that she needed a minute. But we're out of time because it's 12:01 and we're going to stay on time. So Cassie, please come to the show next week. I think, wait, I might not have it going on next week. Do I? Oh, yeah, we do. Yep. We'll be here again next Thursday at 11 o'clock. And I look forward to seeing you then. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care. Go to CamilleConti.com for more information about everything we were talking about. And go to Camille@CamilleConti.com and email me if you'd like to have an assessment. And have a wonderful day. We love you. Bye.